let's check it out.
Brace yourself!
First Light. Okay. So a couple of games of 007, James Bond, came out like in PS2 and PS3, but they never came. I mean, a new game coming out after so long. I mean, that's the thing, man. I think it's gonna make good sales.
Welcome back to Beyond the Light episode 3.
Alright,
and today we had the chance to talk to lead writer on 007 First Light, Michael Vogt. He'll share a few insights on how we craft the story for the game.
Okay, how do you guys craft this story for the game?
My name is Michael Vogt. I am the main writer on 007 First Light, and I have been with IO for 14 years.
14 years. I don't know what he has done for the company. I don't know who he is, but 14 years is a big time. He is the main guy behind James Bond. I do believe that because of that, it's going to be a good story. Because James Bond is a playboy, is like a baddie playboy. That's who he is. Like an assassin playboy.
The origin aspect was always central to the project vision. Since we meet Bond as a young man, the tone and the story world also needed to reflect his sort of youthful perspective. It's not a dark and gritty or cynical world. It's dangerous, to be sure, but it's fun and inviting and adventurous and ultimately hopeful. He's not jaded yet. So Bond is experiencing this like hidden, exciting world of espionage for the very first time. Of course, we want to convey a sense of...
So what's happening? What's happening? So it's James Bond. So what's happening right now? So is James Bond really trying to... Basically, is he really trying to... Like, is he not experienced? Is he experienced? Is he not? I don't know. I don't understand. So, seems like it's a new guy. A new story, a really young James Bond experiencing being James Bond for the first time.
Bright-eyed wonder.
Like being an MI6 agent for the first time.
Yeah, there's this trope of
like an internee James Bond. I don't know.
A hero who walks away from explosions, right? Because he's so cool. But the reason heroes...
Because when I did my internship, I had no clue what the fuck I'm doing. I just did it, and after doing it, I learned stuff. But I never survived on my own, bro. Like, he's surviving on his own, so I don't know what level of experiences he has.
Walk away from explosions is because they've seen so many of them. But this is Bond's first outing, and he's 26 years old, so I think he's gonna want to turn and watch that explosion.
It's more like anime, you know what? And in anime, like you get these babies, you get these little babies, like these little children, 15, 16 years old. I mean, it is true. Back in the day, when there were Romans and you know and the Caliphs and all those and the Genghis Khans, their children were 10, 15 years old, and they knew how to basically throw an arrow or something. They knew everything.
Aspects.
So that's pretty true, bro. Like, I mean, 26 years old. You're a guy, 26.
With James Bond is already there as innate qualities. He's incredibly charming and charismatic, and he's audacious. He's very cool under pressure, and of course he's insanely capable and resourceful. And there's a ruthlessness to him when the situation requires it. Emotional distance, or at least a reluctance to.
Okay, so he's very useful. So he says he's very useful. So because he's very useful, that's the key element. Like. So he's emotionally stable, he's cool under pressure, he's very active, he knows how to fight, he knows how to defend himself, he uses his mind. So that makes him skillful because he trains. So training is being highlighted here, I think. So that's what people like, training. So he's being trained to be who he is. So that's why he's very useful, because he trained for it. Every second of the day, every single day. And it's just like going to the gym, right?
To deal with emotions. He's not the suave connoisseur either who knows everything about champagne and wine and fancy cars. I think that will come with age and experience. But because he's a young guy, there are also some traits that we haven't really seen before. There's an innocence to him here. He's quite trusting and earnest and idealistic even. And, you know, traits that you sort of sense.
Yeah, bro. Like, listen. Like back in the day when I was like, listen. Okay. So trusting nature is like every single teenager has a trusting nature. Bro, even I have a trusting nature. Like, I trust strangers sometimes. I know I could get killed by Ted Bundy or some other dude, crazy ass guy. But bro, like that's how you know young people are, bro. Like we trust anything and everything. So that innocence sometimes does cause a disaster. So, but you don't know how to. You just don't know what you don't know. You know.
Sensei will probably not survive this job for long, even if he does. Belonging is definitely a
Okay, he dresses up really well. He dresses up really well.
theme in this story. He's a young man who hasn't found his place in the world or his purpose yet. What does it mean to be a double O in this age, and does the world even still need them? Will heart and intuition even matter, or can technology just do everything better? So in that sense, the story reflects the times that we live in, which is also something that Bond stories have always done. So this youthful take also informs some of the gameplay choices that we make. For instance, we have a bluff mechanic, something Bond can do to get out of a tight spot, because we felt that that's
okay, for a 26 years old guy, he dresses up really nicely. I mean, I have to say, his dressing is top notch, man.
exactly the sort of thing a young
He
James
really, for some reason, he really does dress like James Bond, even though he's really young.
Bond would do. Agent 47.
Because the rest of James Bond back in the 1960s, they hardly dressed up like this, like him, you know. He's like a modern take on James Bond.
Hitman, he plans meticulously.
In my opinion.
But Bond is not somebody who plans
opinion.
meticulously. He's very impulsive. You know, he just goes in and he wings it.
Since the dawn of time,
Dude, ads. Why
stories
do
have
we
connected
ads?
us.
Bro, we have ads.
Open
Don't
art
skip
brings
ad,
the
don't skip
tools
ad.
to the storytellers.
Okay, all good. Let's say.
When we start out in the pre-production, we make a story outline that looks pretty much like a feature film, only it's a little bit more elastic. Technically,
Well,
you can
elastic?
say
What do you mean
you
elastic?
structure it like a film. You make sure that the first half of the second act is very
So that
flexible.
means that.
So you can
So guys, it's like a movie that they have made. So they have made a movie, and they're trying to make it like a movie. But the problem that they're having is that there's no problem, but this game is like a movie. So it's like if you guys can just like type in on YouTube 007 First Sight, all cutscenes. That is a movie, bro. That's like all you can just like take a popcorn and sit down and watch a movie. That's
make
it.
for a
That's
much
what it
longer
is.
running campaign, while still preserving the tension curve towards the end of the story, towards the climax. The way I
man.
see it, as a game writer,
How
you
do you
really
see
have
it?
two toolboxes. Toolbox number one
do you
is
see it?
the classic screenwriting craft, the time-honored method of structuring plots and creating character arcs and themes that resonate, and kind of tying it all together into a meaningful experience. And then, once you've done that, that's usually when you enter production, you go to toolbox number two, and that's the game writing craft. That's where you take that initial outline and then translate it somehow into an interactive experience. And throughout production, we work especially very closely with level designers in just designing the moment-to-moment story gameplay flow. Creating the story gameplay flow is a much more demanding task than, you know, simply writing a classic story outline, and it takes like 50 times as long. As writers, we are schooled in classic storytelling. So in a way, you can say a linear story-driven action-adventure like.
Guys, this is phenomenal. This is phenomenal. We should all go to an event like this, dress up really nicely, and talk to everybody there. And go like, hey, this is my name. What's up, baby? And boom, we're gonna get so many social contacts. We may land a billionaire. We may land a hoe, a chick. We may land a loyal chick. We may land a sadistic one. Then we may land a serial killer. Then we may land a anime dude. Then we may land something else like really crazy shit. We may land anything. So socialization is the key to success. Some people might even humiliate us. Some people might even degrade us. You never know, bro.
Like First Light is actually closer to home than, say, a big, sprawling, non-linear, gameplay-driven beast like Hitman. So I don't think
beast-like
we
Hitman.
actually
Okay.
as a-
There's nothing beast-like in Hitman. The game Hitman. He's not talking about Hitman, I know, but I'm talking about Hitman. So Hitman is not a beast. I've never seen a Hitman who's a beast-like, but I did see that gameplay of that Mortal 2, whatever that is called, and the lady and the guy in that game. Man, that was just like pretty messed up. I mean, those people in human forms are there, being trained under a very top secret facility, which obviously I'm not related to. However, they do exist. But yeah, all they do is train. Like, how do you defeat a human who just does that all of the time? It's impossible.
The team had to adapt that much. It's kind of within the the comfort zone of what we're trained to do. The bigger challenge was to figure out how to make a forward momentum game while still preserving the things that make an IOI game an IOI game.
The story we are telling.
So the story is about how Bond becomes a 00. So we are going to put him on a trajectory, but we're not going to resolve the character in this game.
What does that mean?
To me, Bond is someone who clearly grows and evolves, but he's not somebody necessarily who changes fundamentally.
What do you mean fundamentally?
Rather, he has some innate qualities that makes him an agent of change. He changes the world, right? He does that all.
So he changes the world, but can he change himself more efficiently is the key to success. We need a man who can change himself efficiently and show that efficiency through goal scorings and goal conquering and basically goal scoring and achieving his goals and all that stuff. That's called human efficiency. That's called a biological human efficiency, bro.
He has to have some, some inherent.
Biological was a mistake, people. Just so you know.
Inherent Bond qualities that are just there.
For 26 years old, he's beating up everyone. He's really strong.
From the get-go. So we're definitely on this journey with him, and we see him mature in many kinds of ways. But the story is as much about how he changes MI6 and how he changes the characters around him.
So how is he changing MI6? MI6 is a really big organization. MI6 can get him killed unless James Bond is a proper kind of like a hero. If he's that kind of a hero, he can change stuff. But matter of fact, his life is going to be in jeopardy. Is he brave enough to put his life in danger and go for what he wants?
Bond has heart.
We don't know.
And he's very tenacious, and he's willing to take risk, and that actually changes the way MI6 operates in an era that is otherwise kind of risk averse and data driven. Our Bond definitely leans more on other people than we're used to seeing. One, because he's not a seasoned agent yet, and he's still learning the ropes.
Okay.
And
he's
also
still learning,
because
he's still on internship. He's still an interning. Maybe he's in year one. We don't know if he's in year one or not. He looks like he's in year one.
It's fundamentally different from film in that players spend a long time alone on the sticks. So you do need that supporting cast to communicate story, really. So Bond has a number of strong relationships throughout the campaign, some known and some new, and they each kind of affect him in different ways and play a role in how he develops as a character. As a player...
So it's more like people coming in James Bond's life, right? So the people are coming in the life of James Bond, and then he's just like evolving and changing. So this concept seems very boring. It looks, for me, it's the most boring concept in the world. Is like, someone came in and you changed. No, that's boring. I don't like that. What really is the most phenomenal thing is that whatever that person has learned, it could be a really big enemy like Frieza. So that Frieza has learned something. He comes to your life with all that mindset that he has developed in the ways of deceiving or deception or a fight. And then he comes into life with James Bond. He tries everything, every single human striking ability he knows. The Frieza knows in a human form. So that whatever that human is, evil human is, he brings whatever critical strike damage that he has learned, and he uses it on you. And not a hero. James Bond gotta save himself. James Bond gotta protect himself. James Bond must have the ability to defend himself. What is James Bond gonna do? That is a real thing. The development sounds like so boring. It sounds so bad, man. I was like, don't talk about this. We change, we evolve. I don't care about involvements, man. The only thing I care about is one thing, and the one thing I care about is a good story.
Especially an IOI player, you
a good
want
fight,
as much
a good
agency
story, versus
as
battle
possible.
like Tekken.
And we want to give it to them, obviously. At the same time, we do need players to feel like Bond at all time. In Hitman, you are kind of able to go
I like Jin Kazama and Hori.
spectacularly out of character at any given moment. But you can't really do that with Bond. That feels wrong. He's too established.
Who's
So the way we
established?
approach choice is not about branching, it's about improvisation. So
Who's
your Bond
improvisation?
can be more of a brawler, or he can be clever and
Who
talk
am
his
I?
way out of situations, or he
lost
can
my
stealth
memory.
around and use gadgets, and those are all valid choices. So we use choice as a way for players to
I
feel
can.
clever
Hey,
and
listen,
to
man. I
think
can
on
never.
their feet.
I can never pull someone like that and give him one punch. He's gonna get knocked out. No way is that happening.
Like a proper
It's
007
pretty
agent,
difficult.
but without ever actually breaking character.
Afternoon, sir. Staff and press only.
Oh, damn. Forgot my press badge.
You're not the first.
You'll see sometimes in the game we're able to enter a dialogue tree with different characters. And the way we use it is, again, not about branching, but it's about that there's usually one option that's mandatory.
What is that?
And then
What is that? What
the
is that?
others are for world building. So
Build
it's
building.
simply
What
about
do you
how
mean build
interested are
building?
you in this world.
Like
and this-
what do you mean build building? Is it an AI thing where James Bond actually learned something, and after learning something, he's like he knows how to manipulate the games? Is it like a butterfly effect in the game, or is it like we choose from a list of topics or what the character is gonna say? I don't know.
situation of these characters. Part of the creative approach is also eavesdropping, especially in a social
Okay.
arena. There are a lot of similarities we did in Hitman, where you have to listen in on conversations to obtain hints and unlock opportunities to solve a certain objective along the way. A good
Bullets.
villain is someone who's thematically opposed to the main character.
Yo, okay. So what's up with these villains and wearing these masks? They do exist, but what's up with this mask that they got? They can get a better mask. Almost all games I see usually have this kind of a mask. What are they representing? Are they representing a secret empire of the underworld, and they're representing that secret empire through that mask? Is that what they're doing? I don't know.
And it can be multiple people, obviously. You usually have 3 or 4 major or minor villains that challenge different aspects of the hero's character. Sometimes a great villain is also someone who's a dark mirror, a mirror image of the hero. But I think that the thematic aspect is probably the most impactful, really, whose values and ideas are just diametrically opposed. A character like Bobma has a lot of contrast.
Dude,
On the
he
one
looks like a
hand, he
pimp, man.
seems very volatile and
businessman, like a
ruthless,
really rich guy.
savage even, but he's also kind of a philosopher king. He's very thoughtful
Okay,
and
so
eloquent.
here's the thing, guys. This guy, hold on, we are at 8:35. Right? I'm gonna go back a little bit. Hold on. Okay, this guy. Listen, guys. There's a lesson we learn here. The thing to look at this stage is like, look how he's representing himself. Whatever is within this human being, he just like brought it up in dressing, thought, and action, and he's living what he's really born to live for. He doesn't give a damn what people think. He doesn't give a damn how he makes money. He just makes a lot of money, and doesn't really care about what other have their opinion as. Like whatever they think, he just doesn't care. So, and he's just like dresses the way he wants to, he talks the way he wants to, he says what he wants. He's like a man of his own, That is something really good, bro. That's something really good.
Seems very volatile and ruthless, savage even, but he's also kind of...
I think the underworld runs with respect or disrespect. If you respect me, I respect you. If you disrespect me, I'm gonna hurt you. I think the underworld people rule like that or think like that. They have a moral system, or maybe they don't. I just don't know.
philosophy.
I think that the underworld only talks money. They talk about money.
A king, he's very thoughtful and eloquent, and ultimately I think what makes him interesting and sympathetic is that he is someone who's really trying to build something from nothing. You have to respect that, even in a harsh environment. He's someone who thinks that the sky's the limit. We have some really great actors and a fantastic ensemble cast that hopefully players...
I think if he's talking about actors, right? So if he's talking about actors, what this really means is that if he's talking about actors, the CGI, people might have been like using the CGI technology to basically give facial expressions I think there's an Unreal Engine basically released this facial feature recently. I think about it like 6 months ago, last year. And that's the thing now, man. I tried using it. It's pretty difficult to use because you got to take it through a couple of technologies, you know, a couple of softwares to just really make it happen. And to create a video or like to create stuff from it, it's just so time consuming. It's not even efficient because think about it. If you're making a video that takes you 3 months to make, the margin of like everything else is pretty depleted, you know what I mean? Unless you have a team.
Up with. And of course the story is clever and intriguing and I'm very proud of it, but I do think games are more like TV series than film in the sense that it really is characters who drive engagement ultimately.
Yeah, insane. The plane scene. That plane scene, always the plane scene, man. There's so many plane scenes in this type of movie. Like Tom Cruise did it, he did it. Like, okay. I mean, if I was on the plane, man, I'm just gonna jump out of the plane. I'm just gonna go to the ground and chill there. I'm gonna get the heck out of here, get down. I'm gonna say, get down of the plane. Like, let's get on the ground and let's talk. They'll negotiate with him peacefully. And I'm gonna say, listen, man. I'm just gonna end it there, bros. That's it. I don't know what to say, so I just like stop.
We hope you enjoyed today's episode of Beyond the Light, and if you have missed the first 2 episodes, don't worry, you can check them out on the channel, they are live here. And also, don't forget to pre-order the game if you haven't, because you can get a free deluxe upgrade for 007 First Light,
when is it coming out?
On May 27th.
May 27th, May 27th. It is so far away. This game is so far away. 1 month. I can't wait 1 month, man. Come on.
See you next time.
Wow, whatever.
Agents have very short life expectancy.
Wow, dude, that environment.
And if you do get caught, we will deny ever having heard of you.
May
How does that
27th,
sound?
2026.
When do I start?
I like this game, man. I may buy it. May.